distinguished representatives of the Commonwealth, the African Union, the Economic Community of West African States, leadership and staff of the National Peace Commission of Sierra Leone, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, representatives of the Sierra Leone People's Party, comrades of the All People Congress Party, here present, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, good morning. Let me start by humbly welcoming you all to this historic and defining moment of our time, which is holding an inter-political party dialogue that aims to find a consensual solution to the governance stalemate. I especially appreciate the presence of representatives from the Commonwealth, the African Union, and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, who have taken their time and spent their resources to be with us here today. Their presence is a clear testament and demonstration of their commitment to the achievement of democracy, peace, security, development, and stability in our beloved Sierra Leone and elsewhere in the rest of the world. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Madam Fatou Madiano, former Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, and thank you also, Justice Sanga, for agreeing to facilitate the dialogue by joint courtesy, Commonwealth, the AU, and ECOWAS. Hearty congratulations from the people of Sierra Leone to you, our colleague, Professor Michel Scobie, for your high academic achievements as professor a few days ago. These three institutions, together with our other development partners, here resident in Sierra Leone, continuously engage us as a party on the need for all political parties and other stakeholders to work together to ensure a peaceful elections outcome and to commit to the tenets of democracy and the rule of law as we embark on the June 2023 presidential and general elections. One important outcome of our engagements with our international partners was the signing of the Peace Pledge a few weeks before the elections, a pledge that the APC fully adhered to. For us in the APC, our paramount interest has always been, and will continue to be, the peace, security, and stability of our beloved Sierra Leone. Accordingly, our commitment to having free, fair, credible, and non-violent elections has been attested to in our several press releases before, during, and after the elections. Unfortunately, the entire electioneering process was played with a plethora of premeditated and carefully structured actions aimed at rigging the elections before and throughout the entire process. And these include the perpetration of violence, intimidation, and a disproportionate display of what I would describe as gun power against the leadership members, and supporters of the APC. We also suffered from deep-rooted ethno-regional pride that has succeeded in dividing this peaceful nation. And worst of all, from state capture and partisan use of public institutions, including all elections management bodies, which further deepened the divide in the country and fueled the brutalization of the opposition in their homes, as well as in their communities. Many, simply because they are either APC, or they are Northwesterners, or they are perceived not to have voted SLPP, and above all, as carrying Samura identity. Your Excellencies, lead facilitators, it is this premeditated and ingrained hate, along with untold anger, intolerance, and tribalistic tendencies against the Bureau regime against the opposition since 2018 that represents today the bedrock of Sierra Leone's heightened political tension. This is something we cannot ignore or set aside if we want to restore democracy and bring back peace and stability in Sierra Leone, a country with tremendous potential and prospects to build and secure lasting hope and an enviable future for all. It is worth noting that the June 24, 2023 election and its aftermath was merely a combination of the reasons that have brought us here today. Since 2018, when the APC peacefully transitioned power to the SLP, the leadership, members, and supporters of the APC party have never been at peace under this regime. We handed over power to the SLPP because we respect democracy and democratic processes. Whilst we did question the results produced by the Electoral Commission, we have no doubt that handing over power was the right thing to do. To us, the interests of the nation was much more paramount than our partisan and personal interests. Importantly, we wanted to keep the country united. Sierra Leoneans had, prior to 2018, worked very hard for 15 years to ensure that we built on the hard-earned peace and democracy that the country had enjoyed since the Civil War ended in the year 2002. However, on taking power in 2018, the SLP made it their primary focus to directly target the leadership, membership, and even sympathizers of the APC, while at the same time fragmenting the country and setting the stage for the state we are in today. The state characterized by a deteriorating democratic space, the instrumentalization of police, the military, and notably the Electoral Commission Sierra Leone, led to a culture of impunity that will see the Electoral Commission produce 2023 election results that did not reflect the will of the people, and that saw the leadership of the APC directly targeted at the party office while election results were being awaited, resulting, unfortunately, in one of our members eventually killed by the state security personnel. These and several other extrajudicial killings still remain uninvestigated. May our gentle souls rest in perfect peace and light perpetual shining. On June 24, 2023, Sierra Leoneans, irrespective of tribal or party affiliations and continual intimidation, went to the polls in the largest numbers ever seen in a presidential and general election to make their voices heard, which was very inspiring. They expected free and fair elections, since these are essential for democracy. They expected, at the end, the Chief Electoral Commissioner, Mr. Mohammed Kone, and his team of commissioners could not produce the disaggregated results of the elections at all polling stations to show that President Bill actually won 2023 presidential election. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the questions which all of us well-meaning and patriotic Sierra Leoneans are asking today are, why is the Sierra Leone Electoral Commission refusing to publish all certified polling station results? What are they hiding? Who are they working for? What gives them the urge and the audacity to deprive the people of their constitutional rights? Since announcing the results of the elections, Mr. Kone, a man who ironically had served the African Development Bank at high office of principal investigator for fraud and corruption, and his commissioners have been repeatedly called upon by the main opposition APC party, the international community, and Sierra Leoneans at home and abroad to publish the disaggregated results at all polling stations. But for some strange reason or reasons, other than that of covering up their fraudulent track, they are refusing to publish all polling station results, forms, RRFs, signed by political parties, polling station agents, returning officers, and certified election observers. Surely, our facilitators, law or no law, releasing these results would enhance transparency and accountability, which is essential for public confidence in the declared outcome. What has become apparent, and perhaps unknown to them, is that by the very dangerous and unprecedented behavior of the Electoral Commission, by not publishing the disaggregated results, they have further compounded an already existing atmosphere of fear, violence, insecurity, as well as political and economic uncertainties in the country. By the end of President Bill's 5-year administration, let it be known that Sierra Leone was at a crossroads ahead of the June 2023 elections. The country was faced with political intimidation and injustice, poor economic stewardship, high unemployment, unbearable high cost of living, high inflation, unstoppable fall in the domestic currency, low trust and confidence in government, a discredited midterm population census, increasing hunger and poverty, and very unnecessary new electoral laws. There was widespread agreement during my campaign trail that these challenges, exacerbated by food shortages, poor infrastructure, and rising costs of fuel and transportation, expensive health and education services, were the most pressing issues. Hence, the people of Sierra Leone voted vehemently for change to a political leadership that's more capable to address these pains and sufferings. Alas, Mr. Kone dashed their hopes by not giving them the leader they actually voted for. Our facilitators. The APC has contested Mr. Collins' announced election results in their entirety because of glaring irregularities and rigging. The failure by Mr. Collins to produce the 2023 granular election results at the district level led our party to demand a rerun, holding that these results at the level requested are either not available or, if at all, they do exist, they are being hidden because they do not represent the true votes of the people. In the interim, the APC decided to boycott governance at both central and local government levels. International and local observer missions have also expressed serious concerns about the electoral process and the announced result, citing irregularities, statistical inconsistencies. They have called for population and for the publication of the disaggregated results per polling station to allow for public scrutiny of the results. They concluded that unless that happened, transparency and accountability were compromised. In their report, the EU Observer Mission stated the following: voters' trust in the credibility of elections was undermined by lack of transparency during critical stages of the process, particularly during the tabulation process, and by significant inconsistencies in the results. In addition, several of the diplomatic community in country have also echoed these sentiments, and some have expressed their dissatisfaction by even applying sanctions and a pause in development assistance. They are yet to endorse the ECSL results, not congratulate Brigadier Julius Kamara as president. At this stage, let me observe that the frank disclosure of our electoral failings and shortcomings in the management of the 2023 elections by the diplomatic community and observer missions should be taken in good faith as invaluable inputs for strengthening our democracy and democratic institutions in order to better protect the rights and reflect the aspirations of the people of Sierra Leone. It should be appreciated that elections management apart, these very diplomatic and international institutions, some of whom our colleagues in nation building are now vilified, many for political posturing, intolerance to criticism, and gaining political mileage, have worked for Sierra Leone for over many decades across the political, socio-economic spectrums in order to strengthen the country's post-conflict development efforts. Your Excellencies, the collective presence of the Commonwealth, the AU and ECOWAS, and the respective reports of international observer missions have given us the confidence we needed to engage in this dialogue today, which we hope will be meaningful to the future of democracy and democratic practices in Sierra Leone. We pray that your efforts do not go in vain. The APC has taken time to develop a position paper that is detailed. Separate elaborations and evidences will be presented during the dialogue. I have therefore limited my words here to avoid going into the content of that paper. However, I would like to note that our position is clear and precise. It was developed through an inclusive process with the views of a wide range of stakeholders taken into consideration. Our position is not about the interests of individuals or just about our party, but rather about the interests of both the current and future generations, including from the SLPP. Our position is also about the interests of many other Sierra Leoneans who are not APC and who voted and wanted to have their votes counted. We are not a disgruntled group, but for the purpose of this conversation, and until our votes are transparently counted and granular results by polling station made public, there is no winner, neither is there a loser. Without releasing the disaggregated vote counts, the people will have no way of knowing the outcome of their voting efforts. Hence, at this table, we are dialoguing with colleagues representing an illegitimate administration whose executive, legislature, and other public appointments are only beneficiaries of a stolen election. I can easily draw your attention to the very unguided utterances and some bad faith actions by members of this illegitimate administration, especially on the eve of the dialogue. These include continuation of parliamentary sessions and threats against our elected members of parliament, mayors, chairmen, and councillors relative to their tenure and other entitlements. All meaningful political engagements of national interest are usually preceded by preambles and signaling. As a party, the APC has engaged with the stakeholders to prepare them for the dialogue and possible outcomes. In addition, we have signaled through the Peace Commission that we are coming to this dialogue with an open mind, a genuine desire for peace, and an anxious urge to reach a consensual solution that can enable the country to be back on the path to development, progress, and democracy once again. Regrettably, political posturing from some of our colleagues on the other side of this dialogue table is not sending encouraging signals to us on the APC, nor to the citizens of Sierra Leone, neither to the world at large. You cannot say you are seeking peace, but at every moment you try to put the wrong under the feet of the opposition. The targeted COI appeal cases and ongoing arrest and harassment of APC supporters are cases in point. You cannot want peace and continue to impose an acting mayor on Freetown City Council, which the SLPP lost convincingly. You cannot want to pursue peace and give ultimatums to APC elected councillors on the eve of a national dialogue. In this dialogue, we are faced with two important scenarios going forward. As a passionate but very neutral commentator indicated to me, the easy part for us, both on the dialogue table, is to stay in our entrenched positions and to dig deeper to fight only for the outcome each party believes in is right for it. For the APC to move on, it is important to look back and recognize the democratic injustice to the citizens within the context of a hastily installed illegitimate administration, as if all is normal. For the SLPP to move on, it is important to look forward while recognizing the injustice of an electoral coup against the citizens, and how this can be peacefully mitigated for now and into the future. The courageous path is to change the rules of the game and to come with a spirit of reconciliation without losing the baby with the bad water, without making the voters worse off than where they are after this unprecedented election fraud, or by avoiding a language of winning or losing, or staying strong or giving in, that boxes in our respective positions even before the dialogue starts. We have an opportunity to look for that point of equilibrium and solutions, and not where we disagree. An opportunity to put aside for this moment our party colors, intimidatory tactics, noisy supporters, and personal pride and ego, and to recognize that this is a matter of national importance, not a battleground for political giants. And finally, we have an opportunity to recognize that we need to look backwards and forwards, to be open to listening and to be mutually respectful. We in the APC are ready to do this. Are you ready, the SLP? In conclusion, we are not doing this in a vacuum. The social, economic, and political context is obviously very challenging, and our people are suffering. The economy continues to worsen, given funding squeeze and uncertainty in domestic and international investor appetite. We owe it to our citizens to put all our efforts to build cohesion and find a win-win way forward that puts the people in full position. We are all here, both as political parties and as domestic and international facilitators, because we recognize that the present electoral and other state management systems are fundamentally broken and need urgent and sustainable fixing. We cannot fulfill the country's potential if so many of our people feel that their vote was not respected. It's a test of leadership to choose what is right, even when it is difficult, or our people may criticize us for that reason. I do recognize that our shared legacy as leaders must be that we have found a way forward that puts our people and country first. Every second, every minute, every hour, and each day we spend here at this dialogue table must point us in the right direction. But first, we must unravel and accept the truth. And therefore, thereafter, we must then have the strength and creativity to identify and collectively pursue those institutional reforms that will provide us with lasting pathways to social justice and democracy. We must swallow our ego, our pride, and do what is right for our people and in the best interest of our beloved nation. Let me state that our people are curiously waiting to see what will come out of this dialogue. In this dialogue, there has to be a path to restoring democracy and the people's will. There has to be a path to bringing back the people's stolen votes. This is what the APC's leadership stands for. And certainly, it is what the APC leadership will continue to fight for. I pray that the process will be guided by the presence of and the grace of Almighty God, so that we'll have an outcome that will move this land that we love, our Sierra Leone, out of this very, very dark trajectory that it is trapped in. I thank you very much, and may God bless you all.